Ethiopia 2 years ago in Belgrade. Gudaf Segai front-ran a championship record. Zomawet Mbaye and Herut Mashesha picking up the silver and bronze. Ethiopia have dominated this women's 1500 over the years. Kanzebe Dababa picked up the gold last time we were in the UK back in 2018. They've won so many of the medals over the last few years. There are 3 very strong Ethiopians here today that have run some of the fastest times we've ever seen, indoors and out. Can they keep the title with Ethiopia and possibly repeat that wonderful clean sweep? These women were in action on Friday night. Here's how they qualified for today. High drama in the men's 1500, a furious finish. It was a tactical affair. They were slow through the first 400, the first 600, and then they got going. A race like that might favour these two, Georgia Bell and Reve Walcott-Nolan, going for the host nation. Georgia Bell was a very good teenage athlete, won the English Schools Championships, and she was coached by Trevor Painter, the coach at Keighley Hodgkinson. Everyone knows him as a professional coach with Hodgkinson, but he does coach grassroots athletes as well. Nikki Hiltz on the outside, the area record holder over the mile from Monaco last summer, 4:16, and the US champion. Daribi Welteji picked up a silver in Budapest and then a world road running gold in Riga in October. Silver went to a teammate, Fawani Hailu, she's here as well. Those two got past Faith Kipyegon in the closing stages in Lithuania. No one was expecting that. Hailu wears the green bib as the fastest athlete this season. Salome Alfonso set a personal best in the heat of 4:07. We move to the inside lane. Esther Guerrero has been in many a final. This is her first global 1500-metre final. Lucia Stafford was 8th in Belgrade last time round. Guillemot, the French indoor national record holder. Maki's teammate Elsa Pierre stole the party, spoilt it for the Ethiopians. She took the gold medal in the 3000 metres. Bell walked away from athletics in university towards the end of that time there. Went to work, went to duathlon, but she's back to track and she's running fantastically well. Her and Walcott-Nolan have run 4:03 this season. Maya Ramsden has just seen Jordy Beamish take gold for her nation. She goes on the inside here alongside the 18-year-old Berke Hailu. Welteji and Hailu on the outside, buckets of experience. Berke Hailu has been learning her craft under Gudaf Segai. Those two are brilliant friends. We see some team running tactics from 3 Ethiopians. All to play for. Georgia Bell's positioned herself supremely well. Mentioned she walked away from the sport. She thought, I'm done with that. I had a wonderful time in my teenage years and my early 20s, with that being a part of my life. And then she started doing duathlon, did very well in age group duathlons, and got back on the phone to Trevor Painter and said, you haven't heard from me for a few years, but I think I want to take this seriously again. And this is what we would expect from Hailu and Welteji, the 2 Ethiopians striking out in front, and the rest of the pack here have got a decision to make. 30 seconds through the first 200 metres. It's only a tiny bit slower than the men. That's 3:45 pace these women are running. It's very, very fast. We have a look at the championship record. It's 3:57 by Gudaf Segai. She front-ran that in Belgrade two years ago. And these two leaving nothing to chance. Berke Hailu, the 18-year-old, missed the break ever so slightly. She's putting in a big effort here to get back on terms with Fawani Hailu and Daribi Welteji. Ethiopia, 1, 2, 3 at the moment. They come through the first 400 metres. They've slowed ever so slightly to 62. We see this an awful lot on the circuit. Lightning quick in the start. They settle in the middle and the whole pack comes back together. Georgia Bell doing her very best in front of a home crowd to pull the other women back towards these strong 3 Ethiopians.
Really interesting tactics. And it's the youngster Halem who takes it on now. She is some find, you know. World junior record in Oslo last year, wearing number 1 on her hip. World junior record this season, 3:58. If it's really quick, the only athlete outside the Ethiopian trio who might be able to break them up, maybe, is the former Pan American champion, Nikki Hiltz. the athlete on the inside at the moment. But Halem leading. They're desperate for another clean sweep. But having started so quickly, it's almost getting too slow now.
It is. There's pushing and shoving going on. I wonder if there was a team discussion about sharing the pace, and Birke Halem realising she wasn't where she was meant to be to take up the run-in. They're coming up towards 800 metres. It was a 62. This is going to be a 69 for the 400. We're on an indoor track, of course, but we're used to seeing the 400-metre splits. So, well, Teji takes up the lead now. The silver medalist from Budapest, the gold medalist from Riga. She's number 4 all-time indoors. And really up there on the outdoor list as well. It was 3:53.23 for her in the summer season. She ran that race in Poland. The 3 Ethiopian athletes still towards the fore of the race. Bell, Reve Walcott, Nolan positioned well, and Hiltz trying to get themselves into a better position. We just saw a silver and a bronze for Hocker and Kessler. Emily Mackey, the team out of El St. Pierre, running supremely well as well. She's still in the top 8. These athletes have got to stay on their feet, and they've got to try and run the shortest line possible. Well, Teji front ran in the low 350s in Poland in the summer. And there goes Mackey. She's coached by Mark Coogan. He's already had a wonderful weekend, and he's been texting me through the season saying, don't go to sleep on Emily Mackey. She is a phenomenal athlete. She broke 4 minutes last season. And what a brave move from the American in her first global final. She has got around about 500 metres to go, and she's tried to steal a march on the other athletes. It's blown the field apart. Well, Teji hasn't quite responded. Her teammate, Hiltz, trying to ease herself past. Well, Teji Hailu on the outside. She's been 4th at the Olympic Games, 4th in Eugene. Can the Ethiopian finally make it on the podium? Are we going to have yet another Ethiopian champion? Or is Mackey going to repeat the feat of her teammate in the 3,000 metres? For the first time, the world-leading athlete Fawani Hailu back in the lead in the closing stages. We've got America in 2nd and 3rd. Hocker and Kessler just took a pair of medals, but it's going to be a win for Fawani Hailu. The Ethiopian continues the winning streak for her nation, and she's finally got herself that elusive global medal. A fantastic 2nd place for Nikki Hiltz, and a brilliant bronze for Emily Mackey. The United States have been brilliant today, picking up medals left, right and centre. They've been very impressive over this metric mile in both races we've seen this evening. What a way to finish the action here in Glasgow. Hailu led in the early stages. It was a lightning quick first couple of laps, and then she slowed right down, let everybody else back into the situation. But Hailu was just biding her time. Perhaps when you ask other athletes to show their cards, to show what they've really got, you then have the opportunity to respond in your best possible way. And Hailu will be incredibly relieved to take that green world-leading bib all the way to the top of the podium.
Brilliant silver and bronze for the teammates Hiltz and Mackey, replicating what Hocker and Kessler did in the men's 1500. 4 middle distance medals for Americans across 2 1500s. Brilliant strength and depth. And you're quite right, it is about time that Fawani Hailu got herself a global gold. Silver 2 years ago, just off the podium in Tokyo and in Eugene. The tactics from the Ethiopians were all over the place. If you're going to make it fast, do that all the way through and say, right, live with me if you dare. If they'd done that, perhaps they would have had more than one on the podium. But the 2 Americans ran brilliantly, and Hiltz in particular showed fantastic strength and acceleration down the last 30 or 40 metres. Both of them rewarded with massive PBs. You can't ask any more of them than that.
Hiltz is a world-class athlete, sub-2. Really good 2-mile earlier on in the season as well. Emily Mackey, though, that was gutsy. 500 metres to go. Emily Mackey has never made a US team before. She didn't make the team in Budapest. She didn't make the team in Eugene. She finished 2nd place at the US trials to make this team here, and then just did everything she could with 500 metres to go to steal a gap on this field, and is rewarded with a brilliant bronze medal. Of course, Bryce Hoppel taking that gold in the men's 800. The tactics of the middle distance Americans have been perfect this weekend.
Hiltz couldn't believe securing the silver medal. Incredible strength down that last 20, but both of the Americans were left trailing in the wake of Fawani Hailu. Hiltz driving for the line. Hailu, brilliant performance there. Delighted to see her come out on top. She has been this season's outstanding performer.